phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
What do YouTube? B Kelly back again with another banger video. In today's video, y'all, I'm going to be talking about 5 low-rated recruits coming out of high school who became stars, and this is part 3 of the series. If you want to check out part 1 and part 2, I will have the link of those videos in my description of this video. Now let's get on to the video. The first player that I'm going to be talking about today is wide receiver from the 2008 recruiting class, and that is Justin Blackmon. Now Justin Blackmon in this class, according to 24/7 Sports Composite Rankings, was a lower end 3-star recruit, ranked as the 722nd best player in the nation and the 81st best receiver in the nation. And coming out of high school, he held 4 Division I offers from Oklahoma State, Colorado, Missouri, and Northern Iowa. He would end up going to Oklahoma State. Justin Blackmon would be at Oklahoma State for a total of 4 seasons, including one in 2008 as a true freshman where he redshirted. Now, in those 3 seasons, he really played at the collegiate level, from a redshirt freshman to redshirt junior year. He was a baller, especially in 2010 and 2011, when he won back-to-back Biletnikoff Awards that is given to the best wide receiver in college football in that season. In his career, he had 253 receptions for 3,564 receiving yards, averaging 14 yards per reception, and a total of 40 touchdowns in his career. After the 2011 college football season, Justin Blackmon would declare his name early for the 2012 NFL Draft, forgoing a final year of eligibility at Oklahoma State, and in that draft, he was drafted by Jacksonville in the first round with the 5th overall pick. Justin Blackmon would only play in the NFL for a total of 2 seasons, and it was all with Jacksonville. In his career, he ended with 93 receptions for 1,280 yards, averaging 14 yards per reception and 6 touchdowns. Now, as a rookie, he showed a lot of promise, and in 2013, in his second year in Jacksonville, he was having a really good start before he had a season-ending injury after the first 4 games. But in 2014, he would miss the entire season due to violation of the league's substance abuse policy, and due to other off-the-field issues, Justin Blackmon has not played in an NFL game since 2013. The next guy that I'm going to be talking about today is quarterback from the 2007 recruiting class in Kellen Moore. Now, Kellen Moore in this class was ranked outside the top 1,000 and was ranked as the 41st best pro-style quarterback in that class. And he only held 3 Division I offers from Boise State, Eastern Washington, and Idaho. He would end up going to Boise State. Kellen Moore would spend a total of 5 seasons at Boise State, including a 2007 season where he redshirted as a true freshman, but once 2008 came, he was the starter and he was ready to lead that very good Boise State squad, and ever since then for Boise State, he was just a baller, posing some very great numbers as a passing quarterback. In the 4 seasons he actually played at Boise State, he was posing some very great numbers as he completed 70% of his career passes, threw for 14,667 yards, 142 touchdowns, and only 28 interceptions in 4 years. Kellen Moore would end his career at Boise State as their best quarterback in school history and one of the top quarterbacks from the early decade of the 2010s and late 2010s as well. The guy was just that dynamic and just that good. He was a 2-time WAC Offensive Player of the Year and a 1-time Mountain West Conference Offensive Player of the Year. And one of the things that Kellen Moore did very well was win. In his 4-year career actually playing football for Boise State, he only lost 3 games, but this would not be enough for him to be drafted in the 2012 NFL Draft as he went undrafted. Moore would be in the NFL from 2012 to 2016, both on and off the practice squads of the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. He was primarily a backup his entire career and someone that was primarily on the practice squad, but he would eventually retire right before the 2017 season, and ever since he has been a coach, and he's been with the Dallas Cowboys for most of that, and he's currently with them today. Coming up next, I'm going to be talking about Russell Wilson from the 2007 recruiting class. Now, in this class, Russell Wilson ranked as the 1,102nd best player and the 25th best dual threat quarterback. Russell Wilson would end up going to North Carolina State out of high school. Russell Wilson would spend the earlier part of his college football career at North Carolina State. He was there for 4 years, including a redshirt freshman season in 2007, but after that he was actually playing there for 3 years. Now, in his career at North Carolina State, he completed 58% of his passes, threw for 8,545 yards, while throwing for 76 touchdowns and 26 interceptions. He would eventually transfer from North Carolina State to Wisconsin for the 2011 season for his final year of college eligibility. Russell Wilson would only be with Wisconsin for 1 season in his final year of eligibility, which was the 2011 season, and it was his best season yet. In 14 games played, he completed 73% of his passes, threw for 3,175 yards, 33 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions, plus 6 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He would end his college football career completing 61% of his passes, thrown for 11,720 yards, 109 touchdowns, and 30 total interceptions. But on the ground, Russell Wilson rushed for a total of 23 touchdowns. In the 2012 NFL Draft, Russell Wilson was taken in the 3rd round by the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson has been in the NFL for 9 seasons now, all as the starting quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. And he's had a very good career so far, where he has completed 65% of his passes, has thrown for 33,946 yards, 267 touchdowns, and only 81 interceptions. And he has a lot of accolades to his name as a 7-time Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champion. And he is currently one of the top quarterbacks in all the NFL right now. Now let's bring it to the defensive side of the ball with the linebacker from the 2009 recruiting class, Luke Kuechly. Now, Luke Kuechly is the highest rated player that I'm talking about in my video today, but Luke Kuechly, coming out of high school, really was not sought after as much as you probably would think so. He was ranked outside of the top 500 and was seen as the 45th best player in his position and only had 8 total Division I offers, and he would end up going to Boston College. But knowing his whole recruiting process and how that was, and knowing how he actually turned out in college and NFL, this is pretty surprising to say the least. Right when Luke Kuechly got to Boston College, he was an immediate impact player as a true freshman in 2009, and he would end up playing for Boston College for 3 full seasons. And let me tell you this, Luke Kuechly in college was a sight to see. This guy was just electric. In his 3-year career at Boston College, he had 532 total tackles, 35.5 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 7 interceptions, including 2 touchdowns as well. While being at Boston College, he would add a bunch of accolades to his name, such as being the 2010 Consensus All-American, 2011 ACC Defensive Player of the Year, 2011 Bronco Nagurski Award winner, 2011 Consensus All-American, 2011 Dick Butkus Award, 2011 Ronnie Lott Trophy, and 2011 Vince Lombardi Award. Luke Kuechly would forgo his final year of eligibility at Boston College and declare his name for the 2012 NFL Draft, where he was taken in the 1st round, 9th overall selection, by the Carolina Panthers. Luke Kuechly would play in the NFL for a total of 8 seasons as the main focal point of the Carolina Panthers defense before he retired after the 2019 NFL season. He had a very great career where he had 18 total interceptions, he had 7 forced fumbles, and 9 fumble recoveries. Now let's talk about the tackling side of things. He had 12.5 career sacks, 1,092 total tackles, and of course 75 tackles for loss. And not only that, Luke Kuechly was a 7-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, 2012 AP Defensive Rookie of the Year, and 2013 AP Defensive Player of the Year. Luke Kuechly really had a great career as a linebacker, especially with the Carolina Panthers, and was definitely one of the best, if not the best, linebacker in all the NFL while he was playing. The final player that I'm going to be talking about today comes from the 2013 recruiting class, and that is quarterback Baker Mayfield. Now, in this class, Baker Mayfield ranked outside the top 1,000 and was seen as the 42nd best pro-style quarterback in his class, and according to 24/7 Sports, he had 3 total offers to Florida Atlantic, New Mexico, and Rice, but he would originally first go to Texas Tech. Baker Mayfield would have played quite a bit his true freshman season at Texas Tech in 2013, playing in 8 games while he was still primarily just supposed to be the backup quarterback. But he would leave Texas Tech after that season and would walk on to OU, but would have to sit out the entire 2014 season. Once 2015 came, Baker Mayfield was the starting quarterback for OU, and that's really when he started to take off. In 3 years as the starting quarterback of OU, Baker Mayfield completed 70% of his passes for 12,292 yards, while throwing for 119 total touchdowns and only 21 interceptions. And on the ground at OU, he rushed for 18 total touchdowns as well, and was one of the most electrifying players to watch in all of college football, and the presence he brought to the game really made it very exciting to watch him. Baker Mayfield would add a lot of accolades to his name in his college football career, such as 2015 Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, 2017 AP Player of the Year Award, 2017 Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, 2017 Consensus All-American, 2017 Davey O'Brien Award winner, 2017 Heisman Trophy winner, 2017 Manning Award, 2017 Maxwell Award, and 2017 Walter Camp Player of the Year Award. He would end up being drafted in the 2018 NFL Draft by the Cleveland Browns with the first overall pick in the first round in that draft. Baker Mayfield has been in the NFL for 3 seasons now, all with the Cleveland Browns, and he's had a pretty good career so far, as in those 3 seasons he's completed 62% of his passes, has thrown for 11,115 yards, while throwing for 75 touchdowns and 43 interceptions. He's done something that a lot of quarterbacks have not been able to do in Cleveland, and that's actually win games. He's even made it to the playoffs in the 2020 NFL season, and they even won a game, and he's off to a pretty impressive start so far in Cleveland. Well guys, now that you have made it to the end of the video, remember to smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly out.